Those unrecognized veterans are our families. They're the wives, the husbands, the children, the moms and dads of those who have served our nation. While we recognize and honor the sacrifices made by our great servicemen and women, let us not forget those who overcame the separation from their loved ones and carried on, raising a family, fixing the plumbing when it broke, and more importantly, providing the moral support and love for their deployed service member. Let me use my own family as an example. My wife Sherry, the oldest of 7 children, was born while her dad was fighting on the island of Saipan in World War II. He would be wounded there and again on Iwo Jima. My son Jim, the second of our 4 children, would be born while I was fighting in Vietnam. His son Ryan would be born while he was fighting in Desert Shield, Desert Storm in Kuwait. And his brother Brian, who's with us today, would be wounded fighting in Afghanistan for our nation. My wife and her mother would live through the Tet Offensive of 1968 in Vietnam, as I fought and was wounded in the city of Hue, and Dad fought at Khe Sanh, with both battles receiving 24 hours of news coverage. Can you imagine the stress that they experienced as those battles were fought on live TV in the living rooms each evening? They clearly are veterans too, and should be recognized and honored today, along with all our veterans and active duty and reserve members' families. I ask that you also remember and appreciate their service. Please take a moment to look around. Look around you at this wonderful memorial that is steeped in symbolism. And what I'd like to do is take you on a visual walk with me. I will point out some of the symbolism, but I'm sure that you will see far more than I will point out. As we walk to my right, we come to the first war marker, the Revolutionary War. It is followed by 5 markers designating major conflicts our nation has fought, as determined by the Veterans Administration. But look between those markers, for there's where you're going to see polished stones that represent all who have served and their families through each generation of conflict. The point is that we honor our veterans and their families, whether they served in time of war or not. It is their continuing service from decade to decade that ensures that our nation is free and its citizens can pursue prosperity and happiness. Oh, by the way, because I often get this question, you see, we go all the way up and it says, to the current wars. And I had a question, well, there's going to be future wars. Where will they? You stopped. No, we haven't stopped. All you have to do is turn around, and each one of those markers is prepared, unfortunately, to cover the future. And there will be, unfortunately, future conflicts. And we will honor those men and women here. We next come to the fountain. And at its base, you can see inscribed our armed services. They're there beneath the globe, and that rotates on the water in the fountain. And it symbolizes that our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen throughout the world, it celebrates each and every one of them, so that our citizens Their service ensures that our citizens are free to pursue that prosperity and happiness. We next view the black marble wall and its inspiring mural that truly captures all who have served from the Revolutionary War to the present, their families, and even a serving dog who is important in combating our enemies that we currently face. I'd like you all to stand back when you're up there for just a moment. Stand back. Can you perhaps see a loved one of yours that's represented there? I'll bet you can. As we return to the area in which you are seated, I ask that you look to your front at our national ensign. The stars and stripes fly here 24 hours a day to honor our armed services, our veterans, and their families. We also honor those no longer with us and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice. Our tour completed, let me close by repeating one word: faithful. Faithful. Our active duty and reserve active service members faithfully serve their country, each day just as our veterans did before them. Often, quite frankly, when others did not and do not. I think Webster defines faithful as being loyal, conscientious, reliable, trustworthy, and devoted. As I look at our current soldiers, sailors, airmen, Coast Guard, and Marines, and at my fellow veterans and their families, you know what? I believe Mr. Webster got it right. They serve selflessly. They understand right from wrong and simply do and strive to do what is right. They can be counted on, and their devotion to duty is exemplary. Our currently serving members and their veterans that preceded them can be proud, as can the families of those who have made the ultimate sacrifice and did not return home from war. They were, you were, faithful. Let's remember them and their families this day for their devoted service. Some years ago, country and western singer Lee Greenwood wrote and sang a ballad. It was entitled, "I'm Proud to Be an American." You know, it so meaningfully states, I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her till today. I love this land. God bless the USA. And may God bless all of you who are gathered here today.